Welcome to Would I Lie to You, the show with tall tales and tantalising truths. On David Mitchell's team tonight, a TV presenter whose knowledge of cars is second only to my own. My personal favourite is a red one. It's Richard Hammond. And a comedian who once did a TV show for Channel 4 where he wrestled an alligator. Who says Sky TV has all the best sports? It's Sean Lock. Over on the Mack's team tonight, someone who has helped transform British tennis and helped ruin British dancing. It's Judy Murray. And a South African comedian who recently performed on the Royal Variety Show. 90 minutes of the finest entertainment crammed into 7.5 hours. It's Trevor Noah. So let's begin with round one, Home Truths, where our panellists read out a statement from the card in front of them. Now, to make things harder, they've never seen the card before, they've no idea what they'll be faced with, and it's up to the opposing team to sort the fact from the fiction. Trevor, you're first up tonight.
I used to call strangers on the telephone and convince them that they were talking to Nelson Mandela.
David's team.
Why?
Because everyone loves Nelson Mandela.
I mean, how often did Nelson Mandela cold call people?
Were you selling anything as Nelson Mandela?
No, just...
He wasn't pretending to be Nelson Mandela during his telesales period.
Right. How did you start the conversation? So if I've answered the phone, hello? Hello, Richard.
What will you say next?
How are you, Richard? I wanted to thank you for fighting against bad things.
You haven't seen Top Gear, have
you? Who did you target?
Anybody. I just dialed numbers on the phone.
Well, random numbers?
Yeah, like it was just, you know...
What was your hit rate on that for people who believed it was Nelson Mandela and didn't?
100%.
Really?
Everyone, how many did you try? Is it just Richard now?
Yeah, it was fairly convincing.
Do you ever let the people know at the end? You go, it's not Nelson Mandela.
No, because that would crush them.
How would you know when to end the conversation as Nelson Mandela with this unsuspecting, gullible, hopefully stranger?
Well, they would think I'm Nelson Mandela, and then initially it's wow, and then I guess the next thing becomes why are you calling, and then afterwards then they start asking questions. Oh, what are you up to? And then you go no.
And what are you wearing? You're not wearing that shirt again, are you, Nelson? Sick of that shirt.
But what if you'd called an apartheid-friendly white Afrikaner? Feel the tension in the room.
Have you done light entertainment before?
You're calling me.
Okay.
Yes.
Hello, who am I speaking to?
You're talking to Tobias Cruelty. This is some of my best work.
We're just glad it's someone else other than Ronnie Corbett for a change.
Who is this that is talking to me?
This is Nelson Mandela.
What? Where are you?
I'm free.
Are you sure you're not Morgan Freeman?
That movie hasn't come out yet.
Well, do you know what? I've always been pro-apartheid, but this frank exchange of views with you has really turned me the other way. I wish you all the very best.
And to you.
So what do you think? Could this be true?
I think it's true.
You think it's true?
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's true as well, yeah.
So you're saying true?
We're saying true. We're definitely saying
all right.
true. Yeah.
Trevor, truth or lie?
True.
Trevor did used to call people and pretend to be Nelson Mandela. Sean Lock, you're next.
While travelling around Europe, my friend and I came up with a scheme to make money on the beach.
Please, team.
What was it?
It was jewellery. We used to sell jewellery.
What kind of jewellery was it?
It was earrings.
And where did you get the earrings from?
To be perfectly honest, we'd make them.
Oh, it's homemade jewellery. Here we go.
And where was the beach?
Where was the beach? It's right next to the sea. It was in Greece.
What was it about being on that beach? You thought, earrings?
I couldn't make donuts.
What did you make the earrings out of?
Well, I didn't make them. My friend made them.
And what do you make them out of?
Beads.
Now, this friend, Sean, what was his name?
Spud.
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 Yeah,
Was his name?
Spud the Jew. My job was to sell them.
Oh,
So you're the salesman. So give us a bit of pad. Imagine David he's on the beach in his thong, he's relaxing. Finally, he can be himself, okay? And you come along and you look at his ears, they're unadorned, you think there's an opportunity. Off you go.
Well, the first thing, if he's got a thong on, I'd ask him to turn over. Could you roll onto your back, please? Would you like me to rub a bit of cream into that area, because I don't think that's ever seen the sunshine. He wasn't the target market, isn't...
Well, Richard likes a bit of jewellery. You
I
like
like
a bit of jewellery
it.
around the neck, so sell them to Richard.
Are you having a nice time?
Yeah, I'm having a lovely time.
Do you want to buy some earrings?
Not really, no.
What's wrong with me?
All right.
Turned over and everything.
Can I do this? Spud! Help!
What was Spud's real name?
Keith.
Why did you call him Spud? He always had a jacket on? What?
What are you thinking?
Judy, do we think that's truth or a lie?
I think it's a lie.
You don't-
I
you're not-
can't see him selling beaded earrings on a beach.
Would you buy anything from him?
No, nothing.
You know, I'm gonna go. I think Judy's right.
You think it's a lie?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the team.
You're going to say lie. Sean, truth or lie?
True!
Yes, it's true. Sean did used to sell earrings on the beach. Our next round is called This Is My, where we bring on a mystery guest who has a close connection to one of our panellists. Now, this week, each of David's team will claim it's them that has the genuine connection to the guest. It's up to Lee's team to spot who's telling the truth. So, please welcome this week's special guest, Ben. Richard, what is Ben to you?
This is Ben, and I once convinced him that he'd been spooked by a ghost in a country house.
Sean, how do you know Ben?
Well, this is Ben, and I had to talk to him for over an hour to keep him calm when he got trapped in a portaloo.
David, what's your relationship with Ben?
This is Ben, and he very recently took me to my first ever football match. and was disappointed that I nodded off for a bit in the second half.
Lee's team, where do you want to start?
Well, first of all, Sean, how was he trapped in a portaloo?
Well, it was the lock wouldn't work, wouldn't open.
Why was it such a tense situation that you had to calm him down? Why is he panicking?
Because Ben, and I'm sure you'll notice that, I mean, you just have to look at him to know, he suffers from a lot of anxieties. I mean, he looks so comfortable here, doesn't he? Just so relaxed under all these lights. He's not. Inside, he's...
Where was the portaloo?
on a campsite.
Had you met him before?
I'd seen him on the campsite.
And he'd nodded. Hello. All right.
Well, you know what it's like. You walk across a campsite and you've got a toilet roll in your hand. Everyone knows, you know, where you're going. They sort of smile at you, so where you... It's like you've all
been there.
You've all been there. You're walking across, you've got a toilet roll, and people go, all right, you go... What again? And then they got that what again look without saying it.
So did you go to use the portaloo?
No, I was going out of the campsite.
And you heard, what did you hear?
Well, someone sort of struggling with the mechanism.
Oh, no shouting at this point.
If someone, you know, it's a matter of politeness. If someone's making sort of struggling noises, portaloo, you don't think you can do much to help. I like to think, and even if I could, I don't really want to get involved in that. But as I was walking out, I thought, it looks like it was wobbling slightly. And I went back, I said, are you all right? And he went, no, I'm not.
And you talked to him for, you said, an hour?
Yes, yeah, we just...
Well, I'm curious to know what you filled an hour with.
Well, I just chatted about how his camping weekend was going.
Well, not very well.
So you're in the thing with him, and eventually what happened? What was the outcome?
Yeah, how did he get out?
The guy came,
He died in
the
there.
campsite manager came.
And then when he came out, you obviously the first time you'd seen each other.
Yeah.
And how was that? Did you fall in love?
I'll be honest with you, I think he was a bit disappointed. It was like a blind date.
Now, who else would you like to quiz, Lee?
Richard, could you remind us again, please, of your...
I once persuaded Ben that he'd been spooked by a ghost in a country house.
And what was the story? How did you convince him?
Well, he was in a separate room, and I saw like a stool and realised, hang on, I can hit the rafters, knowing where he was. That'll sound like footsteps coming towards him. So I did, and he believed it was a ghost.
Yeah, and what were you doing in this house? Is this just like an empty house where people are...
No, we worked together in radio.
Yeah.
And we were doing a ghost hunt.
Why was Ben in the room by himself?
Because he just wanted to be brave and go off, and he'd sat in the scariest, supposedly most haunted room in the house, which happened to be directly above where I was in the hall.
And how high were the ceilings in the room that you were in?
Fairly high, not massively high.
Well, how high?
If you think of me plus a chair, about that high.
That's a very low ceiling.
Oh, give up!
No, it is.
Really?
Listen, I am 6 foot.
All right.
I'm just
we
saying,
got it.
I'm 6 foot and it's great.
Is it?
How did Ben react when you were making these noises?
Well-
Did it spook him?
Yeah. He ran straight out through the door, which would have been running through where the ghost was.
Oh,
I
so
see,
he properly
right.
panicked.
Oh, God, absolutely terrified.
Did it?
Yeah.
Well, I know that about Ben. He does get very, very spooked. Anything like that freaks him right out.
He could open the lock on that door, you know. When did he find out that it had all been a wheeze?
I told him about 10 years later.
10 years?
Yeah.
Really?
You've let him live with this trauma for 10 years?
No, look at it this way, and I explained it to him like this at the time, because he was quite cross, because you would be. And I said, no, listen, you've dined out on that story. I know you have. You'd have told people at dinner parties, oh, the most haunted house.
Like people saying Nelson Mandela once rang me up.
Yeah.
David, remind us again, please.
This is Ben, and he took me to my first ever football match, and then was disappointed when I dozed off for a bit in the second half.
When was this?
This was last season.
Oh, he's already got all the words, hasn't he? He's been training for this one. Last season.
Yeah.
What was the match?
It was association football, and it was between Tottenham Hotspur and Hull.
And who won?
Tottenham Hotspur.
How do you know?
I went to it
Where was it played? In Tottenham or at Hull?
in Tottenham.
Do you remember the name of the ground?
What if I could? Would that make this definitely true?
I'm not willing to say how I feel about that.
Okay. I'm not willing to say how I feel about anything, but that's just because I'm British. Yes, it was at White Hart Lane. Thank you. Yes, I do have a research team.
Do you remember the colour of the kits?
Let's say one team was in white and the other team wasn't.
What colour was the goalkeeper wearing?
Green. All over with a little tricorn hat. As I recall.
So, how do you know Ben?
He was at school with me.
OK, and if you don't like football, why would you have gone?
I'm an idiot. I like to... no, I was about to say I like to experience new things. No, I don't. But occasionally I get bullied to experiencing new things under peer pressure. He said, you're always slagging off football. Why don't you come along and the atmosphere will be great, you might quite like it, and then maybe, just maybe, you'll shut up for a bit.
Who are you there to support?
Well, vaguely. He's a Spurs fan. That's the shortening.
Nice.
I was broadly, hoping his team would win.
Do you remember the score?
I think there was 1 goal.
Well,
To the Tottenham Hotspurs?
Exactly, and it was on the basis of that the victory was declared to be theirs.
Back to you in the studio.
We need an answer. So, Lee's team. Is Ben Richard's frightened friend, Sean's Portaloo pal, or David's matchday mate?
I don't see Sean chatting to somebody trapped in a Portaloo. He doesn't strike me
No.
without laughing. Like,
Yeah,
you
it's
don't-
true, isn't it? That is a very good point. I've known Sean long enough to know he would be going, oh, come on, everyone, let's push it over.
Richard and the roof is where he lost me. Just the height.
Yeah, the
That's
height. It's too high for you.
Just also like to exert enough force to hear it through the roof with your maybe you would have barely touched but then your height. When we looked, no.
I think they're saying that in a stately home, any person, however tall, plus a stool, they're doubted. It's not just you.
Oh, no,
It's just him.
You said that like he was a Spanish ambassador and you was worried about being insulted. I think, Ambassador, it's any person. It's nothing to do with your height, sir.
Not Richard.
What about David in the football?
Well, it is possible that he would have a friend, I suppose.
So what are you going to say?
I suppose we're left with David, are we?
Yeah.
Okay.
You think it's David? Right. Ben, would you please reveal your true identity?
My name is Ben, and Richard spooked me by pretending to be a ghost in a country house.
Thank you very much, Ben.
Which brings us to our final round, Quickfire Lives, and we start with... It's Lee.
One Saturday morning, I lay on my back in the garden and pretended I'd fallen off a ladder so that I could get out of a family trip to IKEA.
David's team.
What had you been supposedly doing on the ladder to fall off it?
So, my wife said we're going to IKEA, and then you should be upset if I said no. So I said, yeah, no problems. Can we go in about an hour? She said, yeah, no problems. Why? And I said, because I've got to do something in the garden.
Yeah,
What did
were
you
you
say?
doing?
Trimming the tree.
So you said, OK, we can go to IKEA in an hour. I've just got to go and trim the tree.
I didn't say I'm going to trim the tree, obviously. I said I've just got something to do in the garden.
Why is it so urgent that this tree needed to be trimmed?
You're not following this story, are you, Sean? I didn't need to trim the tree.
Yeah, but surely wouldn't she go, we'll do it later?
Because it was a casual conversation. We're going to IKEA. Can we go in about an hour? I've just got to do something in the garden. She went, yeah, fine. And that was it. Right. We don't live in a relationship where I go, can we go to IKEA? I go, can we go now? I'm doing something in the garden. She doesn't sit me down, put a spotlight on me, and go, just a thing in the garden.
OK.
But you did talk Perry last week!
So you say you've got to do something in the garden. She says, fine. So you walk out into the garden.
Yes. Go to the
Explain how
shed.
you set the scene.
I go to the shed, right?
Yeah.
I pick my tool wisely because I want to make sure that when I've fallen with it, that it looks dramatic.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
what did you
Pet
pick?
secateurs, nothing. Those big giant ones. You know which one I mean? They look like those old-fashioned bull workers, but they've got a pair of scissors at the end.
With the telescopic handles.
That's the ones. I still need a ladder. They're not going to get me on that.
Do you climb to the top of this ladder?
Well, I don't need to, do I? There's no trimming to
So no-
be done. I mean, are you fucking... Anyone else? There's no... I'm not Robert De Niro. I'm not Method. I didn't have to go... I must become the tree trimmer.
Your wife must think you're pretty bad at it if you can go out and presumably instantly fall
I
off the
didn't say
ladder.
I fell off instant. I know she's going off to do something
Well,
else.
they're not
She
noticed.
says I'm going to the shops then. So I know she's out. So I position
So
everything.
she says in advance of going to this shop, she is going to the shop.
No, it's an expression that people say I'm just popping to the shops. They don't go, I pop into the
No, it's
individual
not
shop.
an expression. It means going to the shop. Is it a euphemism in your house for what? Having a poo.
I pop into the shop.
Is it
You're
a
going to get me on one letter. All right, I pop into the shop.
So she said she was popping to the shop now. Shop singular in advance of your trip to the shop.
She might have said shop It's one letter. Give me a break. It's series 9. She may have said shop. Or shots. I'm just popping out. In fact, she said out. I'm popping out.
She's popping.
She was popping out.
So. Okay, so she has left the house.
She's left the house.
So you know you've got.
To buy a curly whirly or curly whirlies. I'm not sure. She's gone out. I know she's going to be gone enough time for me to get a ladder, lie it on its side, do the second turn, and lie there in the position that I would describe as
Can I ask
injured.
this question? Why didn't you want to go to IKEA?
I think I'd go to IKEA to get out of trimming a tree.
Didn't need to trim the tree.
So your wife comes back from the shop before going to the shop, for whatever reason.
And we find that, weirdly, the different shops sell different things.
Okay.
So I have tried the old, when she goes, I'm just going to buy some potatoes, I've gone, why don't we wait till we're in IKEA? She said, no, you can't buy. It turns out that different shops sell different things.
So your wife comes back from the potato shop to
No, it's not
find
called the potato shop.
you finished trimming the tree and fallen off a ladder.
Yes.
How much of the tree did you get done?
Did you claim specific injuries that you'd done? When you said, oh, I've just generally hurt us, what? What had you done? What did you say it hurt?
I went, ah! My leg! She went, what's up with it? I said, I don't know, but I can't go to IKEA. And I claim to have injured my coccyx.
How long had she been gone?
It was probably 4 or 5 days this time. I'd say probably about 15 to 20 minutes.
Did she still go to IKEA?
Yeah, no, what did she do then? You're there in agony.
She came to help me.
She helped you up.
She helped me up. She tried to get me stood up. I held the base of my back. Is that what the coccyx is?
Yeah.
I held the base of my back. And she said, you better come inside and sit yourself down. I said, but what about the trip to IKEA? I feel I've let you down. She said, no, that was years ago. I think the bit where I was pushing it, when I shouted, love, can you put that ladder away? I don't want it to go rusty. I might need that in a couple of weeks when we go to Boots.
So what do you think, David? Is this true?
What do you think?
I think it's a lie.
I just think you'd save that for something a bit more...
You think it's a waste?
Well, yeah, it's a waste of an opportunity to get out of something.
I love
Like
the fact
a
you're
family
down-
Christmas, you could get out of a whole Christmas.
So what are you going to say?
I think we think it's a lie.
You're saying it's a lie. Lee, truth or lie?
It's a lie.
It's a lie. Lee didn't pretend he'd fallen off a ladder to get out of a family trip to IKEA. Next. It's Trevor.
I used to be in a South African boy band, but we split up after 3 of us were kicked by a horse on a video shoot.
David's team.
Why was there a horse in the video?
Because that's what you do in like boy band videos. You have a horse.
Sing to a horse.
Well, but you don't sing to the horse. The horse is there.
Why a horse?
Because ladies, look
Where's
at
the
me.
horse
I'm
in
on
the
a
band?
horse.
You were on the horse.
No, but that's the
You weren't on the horse.
we
You were
can't-
next to the
we couldn't
horse.
all get on the horse because there's 4 of us.
Were any of you on the horse?
You had 4. You had one horse between 4 of you.
What was the song?
What was the song?
Yeah.
I Love You, Baby.
The song was called "I Love You, Baby." Yes. What are the lyrics?
We're not
of I
singing
Love
to
You,
the-
Baby.
Well, it's a Xhosa song, Xhosa and Zulu, so I mean, it's called I Love You, Baby. That's a translation into English.
Right.
Give us a taste of it. How does it go?
What, the song?
Yes, the
You want
song.
me to sing it on...
Yes, I want you to sing it.
Well, I'll sing my part. I can't sing the whole...
Well, imagine now, I'm the horse, right? Here I am, ready?
Sing to the horse.
Sing to the horse.
Do tanda baby, tanda.
This wasn't a big band, was it?
This is my part. I'm singing my part.
lovely.
Tanda tanda sa mingi funa wena pen. Tanda ye tanda wena.
We all know it.
Baby.
Get with it, middle-aged man. We all know it.
Just don't get...
So that's definitely a song.
Do you know what they call that sort of music? Clip clop.
Can I ask
What were you called?
what was the boy band called?
Yeah.
This is weird because like now I have to translate everything into English.
That's handy.
But it would help.
No, because it was Sparks Boys. So then, but then in English it means Sparks Boys.
Sparks Boys.
Sparks
Yes.
Boys.
I'm no wonder it took so long to translate that.
What prompted, what provoked the horse to actually
exactly
kick? Why did that happen?
Well, we don't know. Everyone was standing together, and then you're singing. Everyone's facing the camera while you're singing.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere, it's just a kick.
Wow.
And then,
But it got 3 band members.
What were the injuries?
well, the one guy, Dumelo, he got kicked the hardest, so
Yeah.
he was really hurt. So I don't know if he fractured his arm or if he broke
Right.
something.
He was going to IKEA. Sorry, love, I've joined a boy band that I got kicked my off. Can't make it today.
Well, no, it says, why is it the end of the group? Just one horse accident. It's not like a horse, there was a stampede, you got killed by a load of horses. And there you go. And there's just like Gary Barlow's head rolling across the field. And you go, I think that's it. I think there's no more comebacks from this. I mean,
From the horse's point of view, the horse was destined for great things. He'd started to appear in pop videos.
yeah.
It's a disaster anyway you
Well,
look
you
at
say
it.
you start getting a reputation for, lashing out in a professional context. It can be the end.
What are you going to say, David?
It's very convincing. I said it's true. I'd go true.
I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna
You think true? I think it might be true. Let's say true.
Say true. OK, Trevor. Truth or lie?
Lie.
And that noise signals time is up. It's the end of the show. I can reveal that David's team have won by 4 points to 1. And of course, it's not just a team game. And my individual liar of the week this week is Trevor Noah. Yes, it's Trevor Noah. He's dished out more Whoppers than a teenager in Burger King. Good night. Would I Lie to You? The show with naked truths and well-dressed lies. On David Mitchell's team tonight, a comedian whose performances have put a smile on many people's faces, if not his own. It's Jack D. And a man who's cool, he's hip, he's dench, he's amazeballs, he's OMG, he's the dog's bizzle, he's YOLO. I don't know what any of those words mean. It's Tinchy Strider. And on Lee Mack's team tonight, a comedian who describes himself as a chubby sociopath, which is strange because I've never thought of him as a sociopath. It's Romesh Ranganathan. And the presenter of the National Lottery, where every week some lucky person wins millions of pounds, loses all their friends, breaks up with their spouse, falls out with their family, and ends up living alone in a giant house they paid too much for. It's Gabby Roslin. So we begin with round one. It's Home Truths, where our panellists each read out a statement from the card in front of them. Now, to make things harder, they've never seen the card before. They have no idea what they'll be faced with. And it's up to the opposing team to sort the fact from the fiction. Romesh, you're up first tonight.
When I was a teacher, whilst trying to explain a tricky concept, I accidentally locked a pupil in a cupboard.
David's team.
Okay, what was the concept? Was it the concept of imprisonment?
It was a maths lesson. I was teaching the topic of probability and chance.
That's the chances of getting locked in the cupboard.
Well, that became an extra learning objective. That wasn't the main one. I was trying to get across the idea of
Narnia.
Yeah. I was trying to get them to understand how to explain the concept of probability. So the idea was that if you had like an alien arrive on Earth, how would you explain probability?
Which would be the first thing you'd do, wouldn't it?
No, actually,
Put the laser down, let me talk to you about maths.
Romesh, what age group was this?
So this is year 8, so
Okay.
11, 12 years old.
So-
what happened is I needed somebody to pretend to be an alien.
Okay.
So I selected a child from the class. I didn't just go out and look for one.
How did you select? Did you go for the little green one with the pointy ears?
No, actually, what it was is I thought I was doing a good thing because, you know, you get some kids that are sort of, that have problems making friendships and stuff like that. And I had a kid like that in the class, so I thought I'd bring him out of himself.
You chose the kid that got bullied to be the alien. So that the rest of the class can point at him and go, alien.
I mean, to be fair, I thought we were just playing a game. I didn't realise it's an Ofsted inspection. So basically what it was, I was trying to make it realistic.
Okay.
So I said to him, why don't we pretend this cupboard is like a transformation chamber? You know,
Right.
you go in the cupboard, you go in as a boy.
Oh, it's just getting worse, isn't it? One of my kids came home from school and described this scene. I'd be down that school like a shot.
How surprised will you then be to see that teacher on the BBC a few years later?
In the current climate, not surprised at all.
Basically, I said to him, you're going to go into the cupboard, you're going to transform into an alien.
What was the concept again he's trying to teach the kid?
Probability.
Probability.
Yes.
We haven't got to that bit yet. We're going to find out when he steps out.
Oh, right now we're trying
I'm
to
looking
find out how to transform to an alien right now.
well, that's what we're looking forward to. We're looking forward to him coming out. We
Okay.
never get that far, do we? What am I talking about?
At the next Ofsted inspection, a small skeleton was discovered.
And they said, what are the chances of that? And they said, well, interesting, you should ask that. What were you going to do, though? That's what I want to know. If he hadn't have got locked in, what were you going to do?
The idea was that he was going to come out and be the alien, and then I was going to get different kids to...
Get different kids to... Don't lose confidence.
So, I was going to get different kids to explain to him what probability was. So he was going to be like the dummy alien, and then he'd be like... Boo, boo, boo. And then...
Never to be bullied again.
No, I can't help feeling that I'm a little bit under attack here.
It's all right, because you may be lying, in which case you're off the hook. Why does it help to understand probability, to get children to explain it to an alien?
So basically, in order to get the idea that a kid understands a concept, them explaining it and that explanation being clear illustrates that they have learnt it completely.
So Romesh, you've sort of left it at he's in the cupboard. What, he got in.
Yeah.
What happened?
I realised I couldn't open the door to let him out. So I sort of started looking around for other teachers to help me. And they said, actually, the cupboard, it can be opened from the inside. The problem came when I said to him, you're going to have to come out the cupboard, just open it from the inside. And he replied, because he was being an alien.
Right.
So that extended the problem. And he was in there for 20 minutes.
So he came out in the end. He eventually opened it. He came out and...
Well, the lesson was ruined.
What are you thinking, David?
I do know that Romesh used to be a maths teacher.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So, and that, you know, education's loss as show business is gain. There were so many gaps in the story, I just...
Yeah, the story wasn't really adding up, right?
yeah.
For a maths teacher, I like that.
We think it's a lie, do we?
I think it might be.
It's a lie for all of you. OK. Romesh, truth or lie?
The story is true.
It's true. Romesh did accidentally lock one of his pupils in a cupboard. Timshi, you're next.
Sometimes I pretend to have broken something in my house so that when a man comes round to fix it, I can play him at ping pong.
So hang on, just to be clear, what you're saying is you sometimes pretend that there's something broken in your house to get an handyman round, so you can what?
So we can play ping pong.
Why did you get a strange man round to play ping pong?
It's not really a strange man. He's a neighbour, but he's like a handyman. When sometimes, I want to play ping pong, I'll tell him something's
Why can't you just tell him you want to play ping pong?
Because, I don't know,
Are you telling me the relationship with your neighbour is so bad that the only way you can get him to come round to your house is by pretending something's broken at your place?
No, it's not that bad. He likes ping pong.
What's he called?
What's he called?
I don't know, I've never met him.
What's he called? Handyman. You could call him Handyman.
But but what's his real name?
What's his real name?
Not
his real name's
handyman?
Paul.
Paul the handyman.
Paul, yeah, Handyman Paul, really, not
And
Paul
how
the
long have you
handyman.
known Paul for?
I've been living there for maybe the past 3-4 years, so
And
yeah. That
how many times has he played ping pong with you in that?
Oh, loads of times. Always something wrong in my house.
So you might say, what might be broken, for example?
For example, I might say, okay, the light's off in like the conservatory or something, and then...
Conservatory? Oh, you're very grime, aren't you? So you pull your hip-hop money into a conservatory and... so how would you go from the lights broken in the conservatory to... Do you want a game of table tennis?
Because when he comes round and then, say, for example, sometimes it's not broken, I say, I fixed it as he gets there, and I'm like, are you sure? I'm like, just pop in for a quick ping-pong game.
David, do you play table tennis?
I do, yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Are you good?
And I'm all right.
Okay.
But can you fix a light switch? Otherwise, you've got no chance of playing it. Absolutely not.
So how do you serve, David? Do you serve like that? Like that?
David always
like
gets somebody
that?
to serve him.
Tinchy, I'd really like to sort of to get an idea of how you move the conversation to ping pong. So let's say you've broken your TV. So how would it go?
I'll be Paul the handyman.
Hello.
I haven't opened the door yet. Is it sticking? I can fix that. Actually, no, I can't, because we're going to have to play table tennis again.
When someone knocks your door, like, knock, I say, who is it? I don't open and say, who is it?
Okay.
Who is it?
Paul, the handyman, you phoned me about 3 minutes ago about your television. Who do you think?
Oh, hello, Paul. Yeah. Open the door. You're in. What's up?
So you tell me. It's your telly.
That's
I want to see what is happening.
Your relationship with him is very sarcastic.
You try being his ping pong mate. You start getting sarcastic.
How do you introduce ping pong?
I say, oh yeah, do you want a drink? And then he'll be like, I'm alright. And I'm like, do you want a game? Kind of
and you give him the special drink and he wakes up in the table tennis.
It's like...
Answer me this. What is he wearing?
What's he wearing?
When he wakes up.
When he wakes up?
Have you dressed him as a professional table tennis player?
No.
He's strapped into a mannequin. I'm sick of this!
So what are you thinking, Lee? Is this looking plausible?
Gabby.
I think it's true because he doesn't want to be too upfront with Paul, the handyman. So he invites him round to fix...
Handyman Paul.
Sorry, Handyman Paul. With Handyman Paul for ping pong. Ping pong Paul.
Even that name is better. Ping pong Paul.
Ping pong Paul.
So what are you thinking?
I think it's a lie.
So Romesh says it's a lie.
Yeah.
I think it's true.
Gabby says it's true. It's got to be a lie.
It's a lie. OK, Tinchy, truth or lie?
Everything I was saying was all true.
Yes, it's true. Tinchy does like to play ping pong with the man that comes round to fix things in his house. Our next round is called This Is My, where we bring on a mystery guest who has a close connection to one of our panellists. Now, this week, each of Lee's team will claim it's them that has the genuine connection to the guest, and it's up to David's team to spot who's telling the truth. So please welcome this week's special guest, Georgia. So, let's start with Gabby. What is Georgia to you?
This is Georgia, and when she fell down a manhole, I was unable to help her because I couldn't stop laughing.
Right, so, Romesh, how do you know Georgia?
This is Georgia. I have an irrational fear of sock puppets, and last year I had to leave a children's party when she put one on.
Right. And finally, Lee, what's your relationship with Georgia?
This is Georgia. After spending a weekend at her hotel, I drove home only to find her cat asleep in the boot of my car.
So there we have it. Gabby's mate in a manhole, Romesh's sock scarer, or Lee's lost cat lady. David's team, where do you want to start?
So, Gabby, what were the circumstances of Georgia's accident?
We had been shopping.
To your friends?
Yes.
How do you know each other?
She used to be my next door neighbour.
So how old were you when this happened, the manhole incident?
About 13.
And describe the mishap, if you can keep a straight face.
We'd been shopping and the bus was coming and I said, run for the bus. And then I heard a scream and suddenly I realised that she'd fallen down a manhole.
You see, that to me, that would have really hurt.
I think if you're running, you don't fall vertically down a small opening.
Well, she's only little.
Life. She's still able to run with a big enough stride to not fall directly down a manhole.
But what if you had like a titchy strider doing it?
So, she got out, and what was the extent of her injuries?
How bad is this story? She only started walking 6 months ago.
She had a very bad...
Chin.
Chin? She'd broken her fall with her chin.
She wasn't even touching the floor. She goes, what's up? I can't speak because I'm
The key question is what Jack alluded to, is that if you're running along, you've got forward momentum.
Yes.
And only one foot will be where the manhole is.
Yeah, but
not
that
both
tallies with what she's saying, because one foot will go in, you go forward and chin.
No, it's not very. They're not very wide manholes. Because manholes are about, they're only, to go down it like that, you'd have to be aiming for it, wouldn't you? You'd have to be doing run, jump, legs together. Right, Romesh, you have a fear of sock puppets.
Yeah, I do, yeah.
OK, I believe you. Why?
It's this. I find that like a snake.
At any point, they can just turn towards you.
Yeah. It's the unpredictability of it. It's not fun.
No.
They've got the sock puppet there, then you're sitting down, they go, that's not funny, that's terrifying. It's horrible.
And what was the occasion with Georgia? What?
Well, I don't actually know Georgia that well. What happened was that I was going to a kid's birthday party with my children.
Okay.
And the problem that we have is that our oldest child is very, sort of chilled out and he just has a nice time. The second one is, he's not. And so we arrived at the party and just sort of his behaviour was unacceptable. He was shoving kids and it was sort of getting pretty embarrassing and we were trying to control it. And so basically she saw that there was an emergency situation. I sort of wandered over and she was reaching into her pocket to pull out what I hoped was a gun, but it turned out to be the sock puppet, and she put the sock puppet on, and then here he comes again. Hello.
She says a lot of it's unpredictable. It's not unpredictable.
Yeah, but you don't know
you don't know
what the puppeteer might do, what they might think is funny.
Well, they're either going to do that or that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they can do that.
Yeah,
attack.
But it's not the sock is not what enables them to do that. In many ways, any human might suddenly do that to you. That's the risk we live with whenever we interact.
I'm not.
Is that what you're thinking when you're chatting? Look at that strange look you give me when we're having a drink afterwards. And you've got that constant...
I always think with you, give it a couple of yards. So if you suddenly do that, get away.
So how did you react, Romesh?
I just sort of grabbed my son and I went, I'll get him, I'll sort him out, don't worry, thank you, and just tried to not look. And then I just sort of ran out of the party into the back garden.
Right. She's not going to come after you with the sock.
No, if she'd have come out to the garden with like this, I would have just knocked her out.
So, Lee, cat in car post hotel I've written down.
That's her name, yeah?
Yeah.
What kind of cat was it, Lee?
Oh, it's a black one.
Oh, yeah.
What kind of hotel?
Red.
What kind of car?
Blue.
For the weekend?
I'd taken my wife away for a weekend in a boutique hotel in the New Forest. The Old Forest wasn't doing it for me.
Right. Had you got home when you discovered the cat?
Yes, I'd got home and I opened up the boot to let the wife out. No. I'd opened up the boot to get the luggage out.
The flattened cat?
No. What had happened is I opened up the boot of the car. I'd gone into the hotel because I put my bag in, but my wife was chatting away to someone. I was trying to get her away. Says, "Come on, we should probably drift off now." That's when the cat had jumped in.
And you drove back home.
Drove back home.
No incident, no sound of purring or yowling that you couldn't attribute to your wife.
Yeah, no, I a bit rude, David. And shame, mate, let yourself down. Still doing all that old school comedy, I think. And we hadn't heard anything. We had the radio playing quite loudly, and we all know that the sound of Spandau Ballet is a lot louder than.
And you remembered when you saw the cat in the car, that's the cat from the hotel?
Yeah, I mean, a jet black cat in a hotel. You don't see a lot of cats in hotels anyway, do you?
No, you don't anymore, because you take them home in your car. Did you just drive them straight back?
I immediately rang the hotel and said the bacon's a bit burnt, but whatever. I've got your cat. And she said, "Bombing egg, all right, next time I won't cook it so much." I mean, no, it's not a threat. I'm just letting you know I've got your cat. That was just a sign. I'm not going to start sending you, like, an ear and then a paw. I mean, you're getting the cat back. Well, eventually. But no, so I said, why don't we meet halfway? We'll meet at a service station and I will give you the cat.
So, David's team, we need an answer. Is Georgia Gabby's mate in a manhole, Romesh's sock scarer, or Lee's lost cat lady?
Any initial instincts?
Feels like none of them know Georgia.
I'm not buying it about the sock puppets, although it is definitely possible.
The problem that we have here is that not all of you are telling the truth.
That is true.
I think Gabby knows Georgia. That's my instinct.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we're going manhole?
Yeah.
Manhole?
Let's call her Gabby.
Gabby, please.
Far ruder than I ever intended to do. I'm so sorry. That was just. If I thought that through, I would have never said that.
So, we're saying that it's Gabby, it's the manhole. Okay, yeah. Georgia, would you please reveal your true identity?
My name is Georgia. I'm friend of Gabby, and I fell down the manhole.
Yes, Georgia is Gabby's fallen friend. Thank you very much, Georgia. Thank you. Which brings us to our final round, quick-fire lies. And we start with... It's Jack.
I had to reprimand my builder after I came home early one day and caught him eating donuts in the bath.
Please, team.
How did you reprimand him?
I said, what do you think you're playing at? What's going on?
Were they the ones with jam in the middle, or the rings?
What, the donuts or the bath?
The donut.
Well, they're a popular brand. They were Krispy Kreme. Other brands are available, but that's what he was eating.
What did he say when you said, "What the hell are you playing at?"
He said, "Oh, so I didn't know you were coming home." In litigation, the bath wasn't filled with water. It actually wasn't even plumbed in yet, but he was lying in it and just taking a bit of a break, having some donuts, having my donut.
Did you offer him biscuits and donuts beforehand, before you left that day?
Certainly not, no. Because I wanted him to plumb the bath in. Lay on a load of confectionery, he's not going to get on with the work. But anyway, he helped himself anyway. What upset me is he got into the kitchen and helped himself to the...
Are they yours?
To the donuts. No, they were mine. That's exactly
How many donuts were there?
We bought 36 because...
What are you doing with 36 donuts?
Well, because we were expecting friends around because it's a new house.
And you were having this housewarming, curiously, before the bathroom had been finished.
Yes, I'm concerned about your plumbing.
Yeah, well, you know, the builder...
The first time a woman said that to Jack.
The builder... The loo was done. In fact, one of them wasn't done, but yes.
I'm obsessed with the boldness of taking a whole box to the bathroom. More so than getting in the bath.
Yeah.
I don't care where he's sat.
I agree.
How far would he...
You don't care if a builder was in your house and sat in your empty bath?
Not only after it's been plumbed in does that bother me.
Oh, so an empty bath that's not plumbed in, you don't mind anybody sitting in your empty bath?
Could wee in it for all I care. It's empty. It's not plumbed in. Can I just say, if you're thinking of breaking into my house, that was a joke. Do not urinate in my bath.
I must say I agree with Lee. I think an unplumbed bath is still the builder's province.
Yeah.
Once it's plumbed in, they've signed off on it. Then it's yours. It's your place of washing. Before then, who knows?
So anybody can go and sit in an unplumbed bath?
Not anyone. No, a qualified builder slash donut eater.
Okay, hold on.
I want to know if the party still happened, though.
Everyone arrived, didn't they? They didn't know this had happened.
Was this a showbiz event? Because I don't remember getting the invite.
Yeah. Are you in showbiz, are you, Lee?
All right. Come on. There's no need for that, Jack. Lee, what are you thinking?
I don't know, Romesh, what do you think?
I find your idea of serving donuts at a party unacceptable.
That is unacceptable.
And if I turn up to a party expecting donuts and then they said there are no donuts, you know what I'd say? Well, at least can I just have a hot bath? And you can't even offer that.
I think it's a lie. Gary?
Must be lying.
Both say it's a lie. I'll go with my team and say it's a lie.
Are you saying it's a lie? Jack, truth or lie?
It is a lie.
Yes, it's a lie. Jack didn't catch his builder eating donuts in the bath. Next. It's Gabby.
If I'm ever worried about something silly, I write it on a sheet of loo roll, eat it, and the worry goes away.
Right, but only if you're worried about something silly.
Well, it's those little things. You know, there's things that just bug you and you can't get out of your mind.
No. What sort of silly worry, then?
You know when you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and it's those little things. Did I close the cat flap, or did I put the rubbish out, or...
That's up to the cat.
Did I turn the lights off? All of those. The little silly things. So then I go to the bathroom and I write it down.
It's not quicker just to check whether you've turned the lights off.
No, because the bathroom's closed and they've been going all the way downstairs.
Is it an ensuite?
Ensuite.
No, it's not.
Tingy's off again. Is it ensuite? Mine is. They put in at the same time as the conservatory.
And the ping's on there.
There's a lot of money in grime, I'll have you know.
So it's like a silly domestic.
Oh, it's just
have I locked the back door?
Things.
That sort of thing.
When the kids go swimming at school
Yes.
I sometimes worry that their swim kit isn't ready.
What happens if you wake up in the night and worry about all the loo roll you've been eating?
So what do you do when you got bigger worries?
Then I don't write it on the loo roll.
Oh, what do you write on? What do you
Kitchen roll.
No, that...
Kitchen roll. So, okay, let's say you're worried about swim. You write swim on a bit of loo roll, and then is that a whole piece?
Yeah, but just one section, not the
Just
whole
it's
roll.
a lot. It's not a lot of loo roll, but it's a lot to eat.
No, they're only little.
But they're not food. I mean, this is only little, but I don't fancy my chances of getting it down me. It's not like a sandwich.
No, but I don't want a sandwich in the middle of the night.
But just a delicious... just a delicious piece of loo roll with a slight flavour of ink.
What was the first worry that led you to go around loo roll and eat the loo roll?
Do you know, it was probably when I was young. I think I was worried about doing my exams and things like that. So I put the subject that I was worried about and I just chewed it up and it went away. The worry went away.
Yeah. Did you do well in the exam?
No.
Okay.
We know that was the worry, but what all the rational people here are still wondering is, OK, I'm worried, but why am I writing on toilet paper and then eating it?
Because I wanted to go and sit in the light and the bathroom light is on.
Good, fine, yes.
And I needed a wee.
Right.
But what's the logic?
Because I thought that people say that if you write things down, it takes the worry away.
Yeah, well, they don't say if you write it down and eat.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you think...
I didn't know what else to do. I didn't know how else to get rid of the loo paper.
Okay, so it's...
Well, you're on the toilet! So what do you think?
I'm on the last side.
I'm thinking it's a lie.
I think we think it's a lie.
OK, conclusively a lie. Gabby, truth or lie?
It's actually a lie.
And that noise signals time is up. It's the end of the show, and I can reveal that David's team have won by 3 points to 2. But it's not just a team game, and my individual liar of the week this week is Tinchy Strider. And Tinchy's invited us now to hang with his crew and get on the decks. So thank you, Tinchy. I love a regatta. Good night. The show with tall tales and tantalising truths. On David Mitchell's team tonight, a heavyweight boxer who Lee was telling me earlier he could definitely take in a fight. It's David Hay. And a comedian and former maths teacher. When he goes to a gig 200 miles away on a train travelling at 70 miles per hour, he knows exactly what time he'll get there. It's Romesh Ranganathan. And on Lee Mack's team tonight, a musician who once had 300 girls faint at his gig. That happened to me once. The St. John's ambulance chalked it up to boredom and poor ventilation. It's Martin Kemp. And the hottest thing to come out of the Great British Bake Off since a burnt brioche in Bread Week. It's Mel Gedroych. So we begin with round one, Home Truths, where our panellists each read out a statement from the card in front of them. To make things harder, they've never seen the card before. They've no idea what they'll be faced with. It's up to the opposing team to sort the fact from the fiction. David Hay, you're first up tonight.
I refuse to play my son at tennis since he beat me at the age of 5.
How old is he now?
He's 8 now.
So you're not playing for 3 years?
No.
Because you really don't like losing?
I hate losing, particularly to someone so small and who laughs hysterically as they're doing it.
I've seen some of your opponents. You don't mind boxing them.
I take him to the park sometimes for him to play other adults and take great pleasure in watching him beat them. That's like one of my favourite things to do, just to go and say, I bet you can't beat him. And I'm like, OK, how much? I'm like, how much do you want to bet? And yeah,
this is lovely. So you're sort of pimping him out as a betting.
He gets 10% of it.
Yeah.
Has he got, like, Lego and stuff? I mean...
No, he's very active. He had a lesson with Boris Becker the other day. He was one of his coach. Yeah.
Were you watching?
Boris Becker?
That must be terrifying for Boris Becker.
Yeah.
Like, you're doing really well, really good. Please don't kill him.
What's your boy's name?
Cassius.
Cassius? Oh. So he's Cassius Hay?
Yeah. I just want to know,
where did you get that idea?
With my kids, I was one of those fathers that everything they did, I let them win. You know, none of that.
There's no fun in that though, mate. Like, what's really enjoyable is really crushing them. Like, if I was you, I would have gone away and had secret tennis lessons, and then casually just gone, do you want to have a little knockabout? Then slam!
Where's Boris now?
Did you have to pay Boris, or was it a favour?
No, it was a favour. He heard through the grapevine about Cassius being a
one day player. You know you're going to get the call, don't you? Hello, David. Perhaps you remember what I did for your son. Now it's payback time. I'm stuck in a cupboard. So what are you going to say, Lee? Truth or lie?
What do we think?
What do you think, Martin?
I think it's true because...
You're not listening, are you? You're undressing him.
Lee, I'm sorry. She's looking straight past you. Mel, have some sympathy for the man.
Now I know how Tony Hadley feels.
So, what are you going to say?
The Boris Becker seems a bit
extraordinary for me.
Mel is saying lie. Martin
I'm
can.
saying true.
You're saying true.
Lie. We'll go with Martin and say...
You're going to say it's true. OK, David. Truth or lie? Wow. It's true. David does refuse to play his son at tennis since he beat him aged 5. Mel, it's your turn.
When I was a child, the only thing that would get me to sleep was my parents reading me the takeaway menu from our local Chinese restaurant, the Flying Chopstick.
David's team.
At what age was this?
I'd say it kicked off at 7 and probably lasted about a year.
Was it read out in any type of accent?
No. Well, my dad...
When you say any type, there's one specific one. If they were in a French accent, it'd be it's quite surreal, isn't it? But I'll go with it.
My dad is half Polish, half Lithuanian, so it had a sort of Eastern European tinge.
Could you give us a kind of a little rendition?
So it'd be something along the lines of...
This will be interesting.
It'd be something
We'll just separate ourselves from the person doing the routine.
You don't want to be in the clip when it comes on the news, do you?
So Dad would say, for example, black bean with chop suey, something like that. Black bean.
Was your dad the fella from Sesame Street? One pork balls. Two lovely pork balls.
You know, lychee for the end of the menu.
I know that. The Flying Chopstick, they just serve a single lychee, don't they?
It was the staple. It was the 70s. Things were a little bit sparse then. It was Wilson's, you know, things are hard. I can't remember his speech, but you know the one I mean. Things are terrible.
Wilson's things are hard.
Wilson's
things are hard.
We've only got lychees. Things are hard. We've only got lychees, guys.
How far into the menu would you drift off?
That's a very good question.
That's why I asked it.
Yeah. My eye would be sort of fully open, like that. A little bit like...
just one eye open.
One eye open, always looking, always just checking. And then I would say, by the end of the first page, the eye would be down.
So you used to go to sleep half a face at a time?
Can you remember the first time that this happened?
It would have been... I think it was on a Friday night. Mum and Dad would have been entertaining, and I laughed a lot and then fell asleep.
So what do you think, then? David Hay, how is this striking you?
The detail, the fact that she knew straight away what day it was on a Friday night. I don't remember what day it was when you were 7.
Oh,
I can't remember last week. I get punched in the head for a living, but...
But David, they did it a lot. There was repetition. They did it a lot.
Repetition, eh?
Repetition. So I knew the menu back to front because they had to do it so often.
Well, that's just Chinese. It would be that way, no, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I
Romesh, what are you thinking?
I think it. I don't buy it.
David, actually, you've got two Davids. We'll call you the haymaker and the librarian. What are you thinking, David?
Well, I think I don't believe it.
You realise, I like the system you've got there. We're going to call you the haymaker and the librarian. So what do you think, David?
I don't think she's at the age of 7.
Yeah.
I think a 7-year-old child will require a coherent story.
All right, so you're saying it's a lie. Well, let's find out. Mel, truth or lie?
The story was, in fact, a lie!
Our next round is called This Is My, where we bring on a mystery guest who has a close connection to one of our panellists. Now, this week, each of David's team will claim it's them that has the genuine connection to the guest. And it's up to Lee's team to spot who's telling the truth. So please welcome this week's special guest, Carlos. David Hay, what is Carlos to you?
This is Carlos, and I accidentally knocked him down in a boxing demonstration.
Romesh, how do you know Carlos?
This is Carlos. I once broke my strict vegan diet because I didn't want to offend him.
And finally, David Mitchell, your relationship with Carlos.
This is Carlos. He came to my house to deliver a pizza but we ended up building a bed together.
So there we have it. Is Carlos David Hayes' boxing buddy, Romesh's diet destroyer, or David Mitchell's DIY delivery guy? Lee, where do you want to start?
David Hay, the haymaker. Where was this demonstration?
It was at my gym.
Is it your gym?
At my gym.
And you were demonstrating as...
I was demonstrating. He works in a school that I used to go to when I was a kid, and the kids came to the gym to do a boxing demonstration.
Oh, I see.
And he got in the ring, and I do this thing where I let people punch me and I don't punch them back, and they get points if they can hit me in the face because I'm really quick.
Okay.
And as I was doing that, I kind of put my arm out,
Jabbed.
and I don't normally hit people. I'm quite controlled, but this time it just sort of hit him, and he wasn't knocked out like asleep, but he was knocked on the floor.
And what did the kids do?
He was laughing their head like it was the funniest thing.
Really? So basically, you have said to this poor man, come in the ring, hit me in the face, and you've gone, honestly, I
promised him I would hit you back.
And you hit him back.
Yeah, I've done it hundreds of times and never hurt anybody.
For those who, I mean, I'm a bit of an authority, but for those who don't know much about boxing, could you show us? Could you just demonstrate what sparring is?
Imagine you're you and say Rob is Carl.
Well, no, I can't. I can't.
You can do it. You can do it.
No,
You can do
I
it.
can't.
Come on,
I can't do it. You are I'm 6'1". You must be nothing sudden.
Okay, what we were doing, we had the gloves on. He was punching me, and I'm sort of blocking, so he's trying to hit me.
So shall I try and hit you?
Yeah, he's trying to hit me.
I can try and hit you. What are you going to do back to me? That's fine. Oh! I had you then, didn't I? Watch that one. Watch that one. Oh, he's getting ready to hit me. I can feel it. Can I give you one in the stomach? Ready?
Oh.
Ready? Here we go, ready?
Oh!
You're getting the gentle one back. No, I don't want a gentle one back. No, I get no. It's very nice, thank you very much.
As I said, I get back what I give again.
That was hard. All right, who do you want to ask next?
OK, so, Romesh, you broke your vegan diet to be polite.
Exactly.
Yes.
OK, so where were you?
I was in a restaurant.
And who is this gentleman to you?
He worked at the restaurant.
Okay.
What was it called, do you remember?
Yes, it was called Benito's Hat.
What did you order, Romesh?
I went for a burrito, a vegetable burrito.
So it's Mexican food?
It is Mexican, yes, Martin. I didn't know you were a connoisseur.
Well, what was it he made you eat?
Well, I was sitting eating my burrito on my own. It was quite a dark scene. And then he came over and he said, you're the comedian, aren't you? We said, you're a comedian. I said, yes, I am. And he said, we've got this for you.
What was it?
It was like this sort of, I don't know what it's called. It was like a dessert, but it looked like it had more dairy in it than I'd ever seen in my life before.
Dairy is not good for a vegan. They don't like dairy.
It invalidates, you lose the badge.
Any vegans on the panel? I'm not a vegan.
I'm not a vegan.
Not a vegan. So you're a vegan. David Hay is a vegan.
I eat a plant-based diet.
A plant-based diet? I picture you like a brontosaurus pulling trees up by their roots, just grabbing at the tall leaves.
Brontosauruses are vegans.
I know, that's why I said it.
Yeah, they don't.
Shall we change your blanket?
So it's a free dish because he likes your comedy. And
Yeah, so he says, oh, I've got this for you.
Yeah.
And I just sort of felt under pressure, you know. He was like, he'd done a really nice thing. They'd cut the slice out of somewhere and they decorated it and they'd done a little thing with it. And I just thought, I don't want to go, you've offended my sensibility.
So how did it taste? I mean...
Incredible.
It was good.
It was one of the best things I've eaten in a long time.
I was vegetarian for about 10 years, and I always said, nope, I'm not going to eat that. I'm vegetarian.
Yes, ordinarily, if you're at a party or something, someone says, "Do you want this?" No, I've not been drinking. No, but
you could use that as an excuse.
Is that the type of vegan you are? 3 o'clock in the morning eating a kebab? Just I'm drunk, mate.
What about...
called David.
Little David.
Oh, the bed story.
Right, so
he called for pizza.
Oh, yeah.
Carlos
came
round delivering the pizza, and they ended up building a bed together.
Right. Well, what?
It was a bed of flat pack then? Is that
It was
how
a
came?
flat pack, yeah.
Was it for yourself?
No.
Who was it for?
It was for my parents.
Had they not visited before?
Well, they had visited before, but they
would sleep standing up.
They'd not stayed the night before in that house.
We wanted to keep things on a formal standing.
Do you think David orders pizzas? Can't imagine him ordering
It's amazing the things that people won't believe of me.
Imagine him
Orders pizzas?
Yes.
Well, what
He
else?
does.
Well, what else would you do in a situation where he needs food quickly?
I think he'd order some sort of Roman feast or a Tudor meal.
I agree, but those sort of shops have been closing down at quite a speed recently.
I can't imagine him just ordering
Tudor meal? I could just speed dial Tudor meal. I'll just have the Tudor meal number 4. With extra wrens.
So he knocks on the door. When he knocks on the door, did you have a plan that when
Yeah.
the pizza man comes round, you're going to ask him, or was it a spur of the moment thought?
Well, the body of the last pizza man was beginning to smell.
You murder one pizza man, then you have to murder another pizza man. That's the domino effect.
The bed was...
And you've been trying to make this bed on your own.
I had.
Which bit had you got to?
Well, broadly, I'd managed to get the sort of side bits in the bed head bit.
Right.
And some of the kind of slats were more or less in
Let's
place.
be honest, you've almost finished then.
You put the slats on already, but you still haven't done the bottom.
Yeah, I couldn't...
You didn't do the slats at the end.
Put the slats on before
Exactly.
you attached the two side bits. to
What
the
else did you do? Had you also made the bed and plumped the pillows? I mean, you've gone in the wrong order of all this.
So the doorbell goes, here's your pizza. Oh, it's you. Hello, mate. Here it is, extra pepperami. There's the money. You give him the tip.
I haven't given him the tip yet. The tip happens later. I give him a much...
Oh, my God, I want you to come to my bedroom and then... there may be a tip in it for you.
No, I come to the door quite hassled. I think possibly holding 2 or 3 random pieces of wood.
Yes.
And I say, I'm terribly sorry, but could you just help me with something? For a minute. I'm just trying to assemble a piece of furniture.
Right.
And I just need someone to hold the other end while I shove something in. I can't vouch that those were my exact words.
All right, well, we need an answer.
Yeah.
Well, we need to rule one out. That would help.
Could just rule one in and then that's quicker.
Little David out.
Definitely.
Rule little David out.
Yeah.
Well, then we're left with the haymaker, let's say, brutalising the teachers in a one-sided fight, or Romesh. I mean this in the nicest possible way, Romesh, but your face doesn't scream accommodating.
So what's it going to be, Lee? Time to make a choice.
We want to go with David.
The haymaker.
Haymaker.
We'll go with the haymaker.
You're going with the haymaker. Big David Hay, you're saying it's a teacher. You accidentally knocked him down on the floor. OK.
Yeah.
Carlos, would you please reveal your true identity?
Hello, my name is Carlos, and I made Romesh break his vegan diet.
Yes, Carlos is Romesh's diet destroyer. Thank you very much, Carlos. Which brings us to our final round, Quickfire Lies, and we start with... It's Lee.
In the last year, I have broken not 1, but 2 world records.
Good team.
World records.
You heard it right. It's a darts world records, actually. The one sport I actually am not bad at.
Are they both in darts?
Both, yes. Both records are in darts. Both
And what are the 2 records in darts that you now hold?
I am the world record holder for the most amount of number 2s in a minute. And I'm also the world record holder for the most bullseyes in a minute. But not just the bullseyes, the green bit, the outer 25 as well.
Right, so the most number 2s in a minute.
Correct.
And the most bullseyes. So, how many is it?
That's a good question. I can't remember. The number 2s, it's 18 number 2s in a minute.
Yeah.
And the bullseyes, or 25s, was 12.
Did you get an official like records adjudicators to come and...
The Guinness Book of Records were there.
You're saying that you're in the Guinness Book of
I'm going to be in the
Records?
Guinness Book of Records this year, yeah.
How was it organised?
It was actually a television programme got involved, so they booked the people.
What television programme?
Not that programme that hasn't been on for 20-odd years.
Shell-based.
The new one called Officially Amazing, which is the children's version on children's television. Do you watch children's television?
I think the one you were talking about was also for children. It's just you were a child then.
Oh, yeah. And did they televise both of your records? Did they think, God, that Twos one was good?
Yeah.
Let's have a look at that, vary that up by having him aim at the bullseye. Did they think that was...
They told me in advance I could have a go at both world records. I think, to be fair, the first world record, the most number 2s in a minute, was a world record that had never been attempted before.
There was no record to beat.
Correct.
So one would have won it, technically.
No, because they set a bar. They say you have to be at least a minimum standard. It's not like your opponents. You have to...
No, don't anger him. Don't anger him.
So, you have to reach a minimum standard, and I think the minimum standard for that, they said, was 14. But the Bulls and 25s was an official record that did exist.
What was the previous record?
11.
And you got?
12.
What are you thinking, David?
Well, what do you think?
It sounds quite plausible. There's loads of those kids' shows when they do those silly challenges
No. Don't undermine my moment. This wasn't a silly little challenge. This was the world record.
Yeah, but as you say, it was a world record. It was the
first one,
but
the other one.
But someone's got to be the first one.
No, but the other one
Someone was there.
The other one wasn't. Don't make me come over there, David. So the other one already existed and was 11 by an American.
Romesh.
I don't buy it. I think that they wouldn't let you go for 2 records in a show. Officially Amazing, I've never heard of. That isn't officially amazing. It's not official, or is it amazing?
It might be a sort of...
If it was a show called Vaguely Interesting, then...
OK, we'll say lie.
You're going to say lie? OK. Lee, world record holder, twice. Truth or lie?
It is, in fact, true.
Yes, it's true. Lee has broken 2 world records, and to prove it, here's a clip of Lee doing just that.
Time is running out. Come on, Lee, get those darts in. A perfect set.
In that attempt, you achieved 12, which is a
Yes, well done, Lee, world record holder. Next, it's Martin.
I was once hospitalised after fooling around with a blow-up toy.
David C.
What was the blow-up toy?
Well, it was a lilo.
A lilo? Just a normal flat lilo?
It was a normal flat lilo, but it had a bit sticking out of it that held your margarita, like a cup holder thing on the edge.
Where were you? Club Tropicana?
Well, somewhere very similar to that, Ibiza. And I was in the swimming pool, and you know when you put your arms up here on your lilo as you're laying down?
Yes.
And someone came up underneath my lilo, pushed it over, and my arm completely goes out of socket. It's completely disjointed, sticking out like an L shape.
What happened to your margarita?
Spilt.
How long did it take for your arm to heal up afterwards to get back to normal?
Great question, David.
Well, I get out and I'm on the side of the swimming pool, and I'm in agony, screaming.
Yeah. All the other tourists were trying to name which tune it was that you were singing.
So anyway, my wife calls the ambulance. Now, the ambulance that comes is one of those really small ones that they have in Spain. So when they try to put me in the ambulance, I don't go in properly.
How small is it?
Because my arm's sticking out and I can't get through the door. So the guy gets out the ambulance man, and I'm screaming, and my wife is saying, give him something for the pain, give him something for the pain. So the guy takes off his T-shirt, rolls it up into a little ball, puts it in my mouth and says, bite on this. I had to bite on his sweaty T-shirt.
Did that help with the pain?
Well, it just stopped the screaming.
How long did it take to heal up? I asked the question again as you swerved it.
I had to go to hospital.
I don't understand that, but after you went to hospital, how long did it take for your arm to get back to normal? So
Oh no, I had an operation.
My client does not want to answer the question.
I'll tell you what happened. I was in there, and you know.
Tell you what, there's nothing wrong with your knees.
The tendons sewn together.
Yeah.
And you know when they wheel you into that recovery room?
Yeah.
And as you wake up, as you wake up from kind of anaesthetic, you get really cold, don't you?
Yes.
So I'm shivering away in bed, and I'm saying to the people in the recovery room, "Oh, I'm freezing. All of a sudden, this nurse, who was huge, big woman, hears me saying out across the other side of the room, and she hears me saying across the other side of the room that I'm cold.
Yeah.
Next minute, she comes bounding across, lays on top of me, saying, "I'll keep him warm. I'll keep him warm." It was like a terrifying version of Baywatch.
What kind of unorthodox medical procedures are going on here?
So how long did it take you to recover from this? I'm just thinking, Martin, that if we wanted to bring this to life, to visualise it...
Shall I be the nurse?
Mel, you could be the nurse.
Can I just say, I am only half dressed. I can't reveal day wear.
Even to lie on Martin Kemp?
Yeah, go on. I'll reveal day wear.
So you're lying down.
So I'm lying down.
Watch your shoulder now, Martin.
I'm lying down in bed.
Right.
Saying.
Yes.
I'm freezing. I'm freezing.
Very cold. He's very, very cold. Please.
I'm freezing.
We need a nurse. We need a nurse. We need a nurse. We need a nurse. I'm taking a chance, woman. Get on. Martin, are you all right?
Yeah.
Are you all right?
So it was kind of like that. But I'll tell you something, it was the last Lilo I've ever gotten.
So how long did it take to injury?
Did that really happen?
What are you thinking? Truth or lie?
I think it's pure fallacy.
Lie.
I see for sure he's lying. Oh, yeah.
Lie. We'll say lie.
You're going to say it's a lie. Martin Kemp, lie or truth? I think he means it's true.
What is that? I thought you were expecting Mel to press your nipple and it would come up.
This much is true.
That noise signals time is up, and it's the end of the show. I can reveal that Lee's team have won by 3 points to 2. Thanks for watching. Good night. Would I Lie to You, the show with naked truths and well-dressed lies. On David Mitchell's team tonight, I'd typically do a joke here about his Cockney roots, but I don't think that's appropriate. And besides, I don't want to mug him off. It's Danny Dyer! And a comedian who did Hispanic studies at university, partly so he could learn about the rich culture, but mainly because they were allowed a siesta in the afternoon. It's John Richardson. And on Lee Mack's team tonight, she's the first voice I hear when I wake up in the morning. Insert your own joke. It's Moira Stewart. And Comedian who provided the voiceover for ITV2's Magaluf Weekender, a sweaty, loud mecca for unpleasant, horny teenagers. ITV2 is available on most Freeview boxes. It's Joe Lycett. And so we begin with round one, Home Truths, where our panellists each read out a statement from the card in front of them. Now, to make things harder, they've never seen the card before. They've no idea what they'll be faced with. And it's up to the opposing team to sort the fact from the fiction. And John is first up.
On a camping trip, I won an award for having the tidiest tent, even though I'd wet my sleeping bag.
These team.
True. Was this as a child or was this recently?
No, I was a child.
How old were you?
I guess I was about 6 or 7.
And was it the Scouts?
No.
What was it?
It was the Woodcraft Folk.
The Woodcraft Folk? What kind of organisation is that?
It's like the Scouts.
Is it literally about going away to craft wood, to make things out of wood? Is it more about just generally lighting fires and...
It's woodcraft in a more general sense.
What exactly is woodcraft in a general sense?
It's, well, you know...
How do we know, John? 'Cause I don't think you know.
It's... wood...
Do you want to change the name of the organisation?
That's what they say at every meeting of the Woodcraft.
So the Woodcraft folk, they head off into the wood together, they find a clearing, they set up camp, and what sort of things do they do?
We might spot birds, we might rub trees.
Do you ever spot trees and rub birds?
Only if you don't want to get your tree rubbing and bird spotting badges.
So there are badges?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, there were badges.
What badges do you have? Did you?
Well, first badge would be sewing badge, obviously. Otherwise, all subsequent badges would fall off. Then
bird spotting.
Bird spotting badge.
Tree rubbing.
Tree rubbing.
Tree rubbing was just to chill out. It can't all be about getting badges.
All right. How many people were in the competition of tidiest tent?
15?
Does he just suddenly go back to childhood? 15. That's more like it. So 15 kids, all trying to have the tidiest tent.
Well, not exclusively, but we stayed in tents, and to instill an atmosphere of tidiness, every morning there would be tent checks.
Tent checks.
And whoever's tent was the tidiest would be
How
rewarded.
many boys per tent?
Not just boys. Boys
Whoa,
and girls.
hang on a minute. These were mixed tents.
I shared a tent with my sister, who was also in the Woodcraft Folk.
How did the other Woodcraft folk react to it?
They never found out.
Did your sister find out?
Yeah. She was aware, yes. She was one of the first to be aware.
Do you think they gave you the prize to sort of patronise you, because they felt sorry for you?
A prize is a prize.
So other than the swampy conditions, it was very nice and very tidy.
Yes, the tent was very tidy because everything was outside drying off.
What do you think, Lee? Is he telling the truth?
I don't know. What do you think, Moira?
I think it's true.
You do?
Yeah.
Why do you think it's true?
He looks like a bedwetter.
Well, I know that.
The worst thing is, when you say it, it sounds like news.
Joe?
I think it's probably true,
You're going around to true as well. We'll say true, then.
He's going to say true. OK. John, truth or lie?
Why would I admit on telly to such a true...
Yes, it's true. John did win an award for the tidiest tent, even though he'd wet his sleeping bag. Joe, you're next.
OK. If I'm ever walking alone at night, I call out the name of an imaginary dog to deter any muggers.
Steve.
What's the name of the dog?
Brian.
Brian
If it's going to be a vicious dog, it would be Brian, wouldn't it? Definitely.
Do you think a would-be attacker would, from the tone that you say Brian, know that you mean a dog and not a Brian?
To me, it sounds like you'd be calling a middle-aged civil servant.
Well, it's because I read an article written by Darren Brown in which he said if you're in a situation where things look like they're getting a bit choppy, if you do something unusual, the other person is so sort of freaked out by that they generally stop doing what they're doing if they're being a very...
How do you shout? Imagine I'm a terrifying would-be assassin.
You know, in your whole panel, maybe you're not the first choice for that role.
John, imagine if John was... all right, imagine Danny is a terrifying would-be assassin.
Yes.
And go for it.
Brian.
You don't want to attack me now, do you?
No, that's terrifying to me. Is it just someone comes up to you at night, mates ask for the time, you go, Brian, you just flip out, or is it a general mugging?
I like you, Danny.
Everyone's got their own showbiz personas, and you and Danny completely gone for different ones, haven't you?
I think we're very similar in many ways.
I do.
We're lovers.
Danny, stay calm.
I wouldn't push me.
Calm down.
You had to start shouting Brian.
Just say, Joe, you're playing with fire there. I'd leave it.
I'm feeling this one.
You think it's true?
Read a Darren Brown book for a start. Is that sort of...
I believe the Darren Brown article, but the whole point of that is that you say something random that sort of puts people off their stride, whereas you're going for something specific, calling upon a dog called Brian to come to your aid. But that's immediately disprovable. The absence of Brian is immediately evident. Whereas calling upon Brian, they're going to go, Brian? Oh, there's no Brian. Fine.
My big sticking point is still, if you were trying to create the illusion that you had a dog, why you would give it a person's name.
Yeah.
Would you shout dog?
You'd shout like...
What?
Dog.
Rover or Fido.
That would be good. If he had a dog called Dog, that would... Dog! Dog!
What would you call him, John? Rambo,
Well,
Tyson?
my defence is slightly different. I would wet my pants.
So, what are you thinking, David?
John?
I don't believe it.
Danny?
So I think it's true.
You think it's true?
I think he's that...
Now I have to make a decision. My gut is that it's not true.
Let's go no then. Let's have a lie.
Let's say lie.
You're going to say lie?
Yeah.
OK. Joe, truth or lie?
It was a lie.
Yes. Yes, it was a lie all along. Joe doesn't call out the name of an imaginary dog to deter muggers. Danny, you're next.
It's a possession.
All right, OK, there's a box under the desk. Now, if you could, first of all, read the card out that's in the box,
all right, and
then take out the possession and pop it on the desk.
Last year, on a visit to the zoo... Been to a zoo, you know what I mean? Last year, on a visit to the zoo, I put on a mask so that no one recognised me. This is that mask.
But no need to be quite so aggressive.
Did you put it on your face, please?
Yeah, no, I'll whack it on you, of course.
Yeah, let me have a look. Now, can I just hear you say 2 ice creams, please?
Can I get a couple of ice creams?
Excuse me, I hope you don't mind me asking, but aren't you Danny Dyer? So, OK, now...
Can I take it off now?
Yes, of course you can.
So where did you get that mask from?
Huh?
You were, don't buy for time.
I'm not buying for time. I bought it at the zoo, didn't I? Well, where do you think I bought it? Look at it.
So, did you plan before you went to the zoo not to be recognised? That was always part of the plan?
No, you never know, really. You go out with your kids and that, you know.
And then when you got to the zoo, you decided to...
Well, it was on me, and...
What was on you?
Like people.
People were on you?
Not on me.
No, I mean giving you the...
Drive me mad,
yeah.
Right? Nice people, it's all love and all that, but I needed to do something about it because, you know, me little one was getting the hump. You know, I was trying to look at the... You know, the giraffes, a drugged up giraffe. The giraffe didn't look well, to be honest with you.
You've been around the zoo a bit, you're getting a bit of grief, you've had enough, you go to the gift shop. Any reason why you chose a child's one? Because it looks very small on your head, that one.
It was just the first one I picked up. I needed to get one on Lively. I actually bought it, you know, with it on. Do you know what I mean? I whacked it on.
You didn't even want the person selling you it to recognise you. Did you not scream and say, we've got an escapee?
Danny, where is this zoo?
It's round the corner from me. It's in Essex. It's only a little number. You know, there's a couple of rabbits in there. I mean, you know.
Did you go and see the zebras?
It didn't have any. Not a zebra about 'em.
Well, you say that. You surely weren't wearing a Danny Dyer mask?
No. It was one, wasn't it? It was one. I was disappointed. I ain't gonna lie. Felt bad for her. You know, I took her out on a day out, and I took her to a moody zoo. I mean, it wasn't. Moody zoo. I really promised her, I said, listen, babe, me and you were going to go out and have a lovely day, and I took her to see a couple of rabbits and a moody giraffe. You know what I mean? So, in general, you know, it was a bit of a letdown.
Do you mind just one more time placing that?
Yeah, I'd love to put it on. Love to.
It's very small. I reckon that I could recognise you from the voice and what's showing on the face.
Yeah. Was this before you were on EastEnders or afterwards?
This was before.
So you weren't being mobbed loads?
Well, still getting it a bit, you know what I mean? A lot of my fans... Can I take this off again now?
I wish you would, yes. I'm not going to disturb.
No, you know, a lot of my fans hang out in zoos, so...
So what do we think, Maura?
I think he is so cool that he can do other things rather than wear a zebra mask.
To stop the attention?
People, yes.
Like what?
Saying, hey, no. I think he can get...
Hang on. Is that what you do when people ask for photos? Excuse me, are you Moira Stewart? Or no.
So what's it going to be, Lee?
Moira says it's a lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's probably a lie.
You say lie? OK.
Yeah, a lie, yeah, a lie.
I'll go with my team and say lie, then.
You're going to say lie? OK. Danny, truth or lie?
It's the truth.
The answer's true. Danny did wear a mask so he wouldn't be recognised at the zoo. Our next round is called This Is My, where we bring on a mystery guest who has a close connection to one of our panellists. This week, each of Lee's team will claim it's them that has the genuine connection to the guest, and it's up to David's team to spot who's telling the truth. So please welcome this week's special guest, Charlotte. So, Joe, what is Charlotte to you?
This is Charlotte. In the evenings, I like to relax by watching videos of her wrapping gifts on YouTube.
Right. Moira, how do you know Charlotte?
This is Charlotte. She does such a good impression of me that I once let her pretend to be me on Radio 2, and no one noticed.
And Lee, what is your relationship with Charlotte?
This is Charlotte, and she's my judo instructor. And she told me off recently when she caught me having a pint in my judo kit just before a tournament.
Before a tournament? It's the very worst time to be drinking, isn't it?
David, where do you want to start?
Well, Joe, that sounds like one of the creepiest things I've ever heard. You watch her on YouTube wrapping presents.
Yes.
Why?
Because she's very good at it.
That is not an explanation. Why you might ask her to wrap presents for you, not observe her doing it.
Well, no, what she does it, she takes great care over the way she's doing it. And it...
so she's slow?
She's slow.
So not very good at it. So...
Joe, how long does it take Charlotte to wrap a present, would you say?
In the videos, I think it's about half an hour.
Per present? What are these presents?
Is she wrapping a tank? I mean...
Why did you initially think what I need to relax is to watch someone wrapping presents on my computer?
Well, since I've been a child, I've had this weird sensation when I watch people with bits of paper, particularly, where I get this lovely, like, tingling in the back of my head. And I remember it when my grandmother was doing some paperwork and she licked her finger and turned a page and it made me feel really, really lovely.
The saddest thing is the idea that when you used to go around to your grandparents' house as a child, she used to do her paperwork while you were there. Mine used to take me out. They'd maybe cook lunch. Joe's coming round. Brilliant. I've got some receipts I need to go through.
Do you think that what you're saying, John, is that because of the years of neglect that Joe suffered as a child, he's come to substitute paperwork for love?
It's a relaxing thing. It's like having a massage rather than like a sexual thing. It's not a...
Opening, I understand. I understand a video of someone getting a present and watching the joy. Watching someone wrap a present, do you get to see who opens it? Or it just gets wrapped and that's the end?
Especially you could play it backwards, couldn't you?
All right, David, who else would you like to question?
She's the best. She does the best impression of you ever.
Absolutely.
And how did you find this out?
I walked in on the production team on the floor, 2 floors down from my studio, and she happened to be in mid-rap.
She was rapping then?
Oh, she was rapping.
Can I just remind you of who's saying what?
She was in mid-imitation.
Right, OK.
So she works at the Beeb?
Yes, she's a researcher.
Right, OK.
So she was mimicking you behind your back?
So really, taking a libby, really, in a way.
Having a giggle.
And you rewarded her by whacking her... Not whacking, sorry. You rewarded her by putting her on your show. That was
not my show. It was the Chris Evans'
show.
Yeah.
So she actually read a bit of your bulletin.
Yes.
On his show.
His idea.
Oh, it was his idea.
Yep.
He's a little imp, isn't he? So what would the introduction be? I mean, I'm trying to think now, and I listen to you every day. Of course I do.
The introduction is: this is BBC News on the date. I'm Moira Stewart. Good morning.
I'm genuinely having a panic attack that my kids are late for school.
And that's the bit that Charlotte did.
Yes.
It's possible. I think Moira's voice would be difficult to impersonate.
Don't encourage Rob.
No, on this occasion, have a go.
All right, I'll give it a try.
But if it doesn't work, you may never do Ronnie Corbett again.
That's too great a risk.
So,
what about Lee?
Lee, yes, tell us about how you got into judo in the first place.
Well, how does anyone get into judo? I was watching Kung Fu Panda.
And ruled out Kung Fu.
My kids loved it, and so they decided to take up martial arts, and they decided to take up judo. So I took my children to the judo, and it was a bonding thing. I said, all right. They said, come on, Daddy, you do it. So I joined the adult class whilst they did the kids' class.
How many weeks have you been going to judo?
I'd say I've been through about 30 lessons.
So it's like a weekly class for judo, but how does the tournament work?
Well, after
is that on the same day as the class, or?
Yeah, so we do it every week. We have a class, and then he said to all the men and the women in the class, he said,
"Who's he?"
Charlotte.
No, I haven't got to Charlotte.
I thought she was your judo instructor.
She is.
She is?
She is, yes.
But he said...
Let me finish. I said tournament. Tournament? I've only done I said, I'll do a tournament when you have a sex change, mate. So she said, next week we're going to have a little bit of a tournament between you lot. So I thought it was just all a bit of fun, so I turned up the following week, ready for my tournament, and I got there a bit early, dropped the kids off, but the adult class starts a bit later, and I saw the pub, went over, and I was chatting with the other bloke, who's one of the dads.
All right, so you're both in your judo gear?
Yes.
What's the name for that?
I call it the white dressing gown.
And she's come bowling in.
So she's come bowling in, I said, bowling's next door. And,
why is she in the pub?
Because she's looking for us, and we've gone on a bit late.
Oh, you've got...
Yeah,
right.
well, actually, what actually happened was we were a bit late.
Yeah, what did actually happen?
She's walking past the pub. We were actually at the bar, sort of looking out the window, having a pint and a chat, and we literally saw someone just sort of walk past and go... and then come in the pub and tell us off.
Because used to being the star pupils, obviously, you was going to...
That's not how it works in martial arts, Danny. Not just the star pupils get respect. Everyone is equal.
What's your favourite move in judo? Because judo is full of a wide variety of stances, and what's the one that really gets Lee thinking?
You had to narrow it down to your favourite 6 or 7.
I think it's probably teppanyaki.
Sorry? That's a starter dish, isn't it?
Well, that's the funny thing. All judo moves are named after dishes. I did the sushi, the teriyaki, and the weird one you're not going to believe, the pot noodle.
If you wanted to demonstrate any moves, the floor is yours.
Oh,
if you feel that would help prove your point.
So, well, what you do is, I mean, what would you like to see?
Well, first of all, your opening stance.
Okay. Well, don't do it back. An example of a move. Rob, come out here, I'll show you.
Not in a million years.
You started this, Rob. Do you remember a minute ago when you said, get out there? You're regretting that, aren't you, Rob? Right, stand
How
there.
well have you taught him?
Right, so what you do, the first move you'll do.
Bow to him, Rob, for God's sake, or he'll kill you.
No. Then you'll, you come here.
Ryan!
You take a lapel like this.
Yeah.
You'll take a lapel like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Right foot forward like this.
Yeah. Don't you dare.
And then you get like that, and then you sort of lean on, and then you... Sorry, Rob.
Just say to my ear, are you okay, Rob? I'm a BAFTA-nominated actor. So, we need an answer. David's team. Is Charlotte Joe's soothing stranger, Moira's mimicking mate, or Lee's martial arts master?
Well, let's just get Lee out of the way. It's just
Oi,
silly.
come over here and say that.
Yeah, well, it doesn't seem very plausible, but that was a good move.
Well, he goes over easy, though, doesn't he? I think it's Moira. I think Joe, he's an odd mark, but I don't know, what do you think?
John?
I think it's Moira.
Yeah.
I think we think it's Moira. I think on the basis that Lee has shown himself able to push Rob over. And that's not nothing. At the same time, it's not much. Whoa, hang on a minute. Just the rapping thing, that's just so confusing as a thing that I think I'm going to pretend I've never heard it. So,
we're going for
Team
Moira.
Happy will go for Moira.
The impersonation, the first bit of the news.
Exactly.
Okay. Charlotte, would you please reveal your true identity?
My name is Charlotte, and Joe watches my videos to relax on an evening.
Thank you very much, Charlotte.
Thank you.
Which brings us to our final round, Quickfire Lies, and we start with... It's Moira.
On a cold winter's evening, I like to treat myself to a jacket potato with a melted Kit Kat on top.
David's team.
And now the weather.
I mean, it sounds delicious the way Moira puts it. You know, I mean,
Any batter involved in this, or just
No.
a straight Kit Kat?
No, this is, but very, very, very hard skin.
Sorry?
Potato.
Oh, right,
is
a really crispy jacket
very
with,
crispy,
and
yes.
what sort of steak's the Kit Kat in?
It's melted.
A complete. What about the wafer? That don't really melt, does it, wafer? So.
Well, it adds a sort of an interesting kick.
Chunky or forefinger?
Sorry, you'll have to excuse John, he's not been speed dating before.
I only know the double Kit Kat.
You've not heard of the classic four-finger Kit Kat?
Look, times are hard.
When did this start, Moira? How did you discover this?
Ooh, about 3 years ago.
Really? And what sparked it off?
I thought I like jacket potatoes.
Who doesn't?
I've done the tuna.
Who hasn't?
Let me try the Kit Kat.
Why not?
the next one is the stage.
Have you ever heard, Moira, of cheese?
Well, just a couple of years ago, someone introduced you to it. Go, listen, you want to whack a Kit Kat?
I don't think anyone Moira knows has ever used the phrase whack a Kit Kat on a... I don't think Moira knows anyone to talk about. Am I right, Moira?
Can I ask more about the cooking process?
It's very, very lengthy.
Moira, don't push it.
I mean, obviously, of course, but at the end of it, you've got a jacket potato with a Kit Kat on it, so it's worth hours and hours of work.
You blast it in the microwave, then you put it in the oven for, about 20 minutes. Then you halve it, then you slap the Kit Kat on top, do another 10 minutes.
So what do you think, David? Is she telling the truth?
I think it sounds like a disgusting meal.
I'm not the only one that thinks that actually sounds really nice. I quite like that.
I like cars and I like chips, but I don't drive over my chips. Not everything that you like should be mashed together in the same...
That's Rich coming from 8 out of 10 cats does count now.
So what are you going to say, David?
Danny,
I think she's a very sophisticated woman, and I think, very cultured. No way in the world would this lady whack a Kit Kat and a jacket potato.
That's the line we go out on.
I think, all in all, we don't believe it.
So, Moira, truth or lie?
I'm not having it, it's a lie.
And that noise signals time is up. It's the end of the show, and I can reveal that David's team have won by 3 points to 2. But of course, it's not just a team game. My individual liar of the week this week is Danny Dyer. Yes, Danny Dyer. Mainly because I'm frightened of what he might do to me if I give it to someone else. Good night. Welcome to Would I Lie to You, the show where honesty is never the best policy. On Lee Mack's team tonight, a legendary Shakespearean actor who starred in Hamlet, Much Ado About Nothing, and King Lear, though, of course, I know him best from Peppa Pig. It's Brian Blessed! An actor whose first role was in the highly rated Grange Hill. I say highly rated, it only got a satisfactory from Ofsted. It's Kevin Bishop! David Mitchell's team tonight, young and good-looking. He's at least one of those things. It's the young Josh Widdicombe. And an historian and broadcaster who says she's into historical fashion. So is David, but not intentionally. It's Professor Kate Williams. So we begin with round one, Home Truths, where our panellists each read out a statement from the card in front of them. To make things harder, they've never seen the card before, they've no idea what they'll be faced with, and it's up to the opposing team to sort the fact from the fiction. Josh is first up tonight. Josh, would you reveal all?
To keep fit every morning, I do just one press-up, one sit-up, and one star jump.
Lee's team.
Well, it's clearly working.
Do you know what? I'm going to take that on face value. Thank you very much.
Why don't you do more? You can manage 2 of everything, surely.
No, because it's in the bathroom every morning.
Right.
And I've never been very good at physical fitness. I don't enjoy it. But what happened was I thought I'll start by doing one of each, and then I'll build up slowly but surely.
Yeah. Do you press up on your fists or your hands?
Well, my hands, because I'm not insane.
Can you do press-ups on your fists?
Yes, I can. Yes, I do about 50, 60, 70. There's no end to my
Whoa, really?
You mock what I do.
That's right.
But
Yes.
he does 60 press-ups. I do 1. Who's in the better shape?
Why, John? He's climbed Everest. What have you ever done?
1 sit-up, 1 star jump.
Could you demonstrate how you do it for us?
Why don't you pop yourself just there?
All right, so...
Do you go into this in a sort of giddy way, or do you warm up? Because I find...
I warm up?
I find when I wake up in the morning, it takes me a while before I reach my full potential. I can't just go at it hammer and tongs. I have to stretch a little bit, make sure all the extremities are working.
This is another detail as to why I do it in the bathroom, because I go for a shower, I take my boxer shorts off, which I sleep in, so I normally do it in the
nude?
In the all together, yes.
Yeah, OK.
Well, what order do you do them in?
Press up, sit up, star jump.
Well, you got a
So I do
system.
strength followed by cardio.
Well, then do your press up.
Ready?
Yeah.
Yeah. We've been ready for a while, Josh.
I'll be honest, normally I have my inhaler, so this is a gamble.
Are you this reticent at home in the morning?
No, but normally Lee Mack's not sat in the corner making jokes at me.
I'm never there. I'm never there. I just want to make that absolutely clear. Can I ask you a question, Josh? Sorry. Do you live with anybody?
Yeah, my girlfriend.
Oh, OK. Not
Yeah.
true. It's a lie.
So walk in, close the door, walk across.
So, whoa. You live with your girlfriend?
Yeah.
Why do you need to close the door?
Oh, because, come on, how emasculating is my exercise routine?
I don't know. We haven't seen it yet.
I do think as well, Lee, it's very important to keep mystery in a relationship if you want to maintain the magic. If you parade in front of your partner without a second thought, I think the magic can slowly diminish.
Well, I'm lucky because my wife is blind.
I think she's the lucky one in that relationship.
Right, walk in, close the door, and then straight down. Into the press up.
1.
Round.
Ooh.
Into the sit up.
Straight with that one.
Remember, back in the day, those in the Rocky movies, the training montages.
Yeah.
That's what's coming back for me when I watch that.
Have you been doing this for long?
Yeah, 3 months.
You seem to be struggling a bit on the sit-up.
I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie to you.
By the way, you may have to at some point.
There's a ridge under the bath that I can normally stick my toes under, so I use that.
Oh, so you even cheat for your one sit-up?
Brian, does it ring true?
Yes, it does to a certain extent. I mean, because I sleep naked, as nature intended, and I've got lots of animals. I have a Jack Russell female that absolutely adores me, and she sleeps between my legs, and she wakes me up by scratching my privates.
Yes.
Just check. Have I had a blackout and we're talking about something else?
So Brian thinks it rings true. Kevin, what did you make of it?
I think it's silly,
But it's working. You've got to see that it's working.
I think it might be true.
Well, I have to go with my team and say true then.
Wow, OK, true. Josh, truth or is it a lie?
It is a lie.
Yes, it's a lie. Josh doesn't do 1 press-up, 1 sit-up and 1 star jump every morning. Brian, it's your turn.
While searching for a mythical beast in the jungle, my boat was skippered by an orangutan.
Well, we've had this one before.
Yes. I'll make it easy. It was a canoe.
Right.
I was paddling a canoe.
I wasn't imagining one of those big cruise ships.
Not a big ship. I went as the guest of the Viceroy of Malaysia, and we were there specifically to hunt for the orang pendek, upright
Brian,
man,
can I just stop
which is
you?
which is a kind of yeti. We got into the canoe, and there's a canoe there, and this orangutan, they always love me because I look like a gorilla. I got in it, and it rode, and I made noises at it. I actually developed the noise for the King of the Gungans in Star Wars. I played Boss Nass. And when the Jedi wanted me to help them, they all kneeled in front of me. I stepped in front of them. And this, when I did that to the orangutan, you were...
So
So let me clarify. You're in search of a mythical beast, and you arrive in Malaysia, and you come across a river, you get into a canoe, the canoe, at the oars of the canoe, is already an orangutan.
That's right.
He starts rowing.
That's
you
right.
give directions to the orangutan using noises later to be employed in a major sci-fi franchise. Yeah.
How far did the orangutan take you?
Oh, about 10, 15, 20 miles.
Oh.
Very powerful. Very
Did you
upright
feed
body.
him?
And at the end of the journey, when we got off the bank, he gave me a wonderful, big, deep-throated kiss.
I would like to pause the proceedings and have a word with my client.
And
We'd like to change your plea.
And he liked
insanity.
He loved it when I belched.
Let me ask this. The orangutan, was he paddling with an oar?
Yes, he was right.
Or was he paddling with his large hands?
No, he was paddling like an Olympic rower.
Oh, no! Come on! So, David, what is your team thinking about Brian's story?
Kate, do you think it's true?
I like the detail, but I'm concerned about the distance the orangutan succeeded in. Had it been just 5 metres, I could have believed it, but all that way?
I think it would have the upper body strength,
Yes.
but would an orangutan see the point
Yes.
of rowing strangers 20 miles?
Do you know the only thing I don't buy is that?
Well, I once heard a podcast in which someone described a chimpanzee making a gin and tonic.
Sorry, David, you have won me round.
Yeah.
So you're saying it's true?
Yeah, it's true.
You're saying it's true. Brian Blessed, was that the truth or was it a lie?
True.
Yes, it's true. Brian's boat was skippered by an orangutan. Kevin, you're next.
Right. I once found my postman's finger.
Okay. Where?
On the floor in my hallway.
On the floor in your hallway?
Well, he
It's sliced off by the letterbox.
sliced off by the letterbox. He was posting a letter
No.
through my letterbox on a Saturday morning. And
That doesn't sound very likely.
and we suddenly saw a postman up against the window with a finger missing. He was banging on the window, screaming for help. And when we went to answer the door, the finger was just there. It was completely off.
From where? From halfway?
From his hand.
No, from his hand. I mean, from whereabouts on the finger?
From the top knuckle.
You can stick it back on, can't you, and tape it and things like that.
Yeah,
And help before the hospital comes along, the doctor.
We put it in ice. And he took it to the hospital with him. And they stitched it back on.
And did it still
apparently.
move?
I don't know, I've not seen him since.
Do you previously noticed quite how vicious the action on your letterbox was?
Well, I've never posted a letter in my own letterbox.
Oh, you've had to pull a bulky one through. We all have. And I have. Well, what I bet happened is it came down on him and he recoiled in terror. Something that I'm sure Brian could act with great. Imagine,
Yeah,
Brian,
yeah.
you put your finger in, you got it caught. How would you recoil?
How do you go? Something like that.
Yes, yes. That sort of thing, yeah.
Was it harrowing? Like, I'd
For
find
him,
that...
yeah.
For him.
It must have been quite harrowing for you.
How
Yes,
old
it
were you?
was.
Yeah.
I was about 10.
And who phoned 999 and said,
Not the postman.
I've got the postman's finger?
I mean, let's be practical. You could use your other hand.
So, David, what do you think?
Do you think it's true?
I don't. I think it would have been more kind of affecting. I think Kevin's a bit laissez-faire with something that would have maybe
He wouldn't be able to tell a story like this yet.
Because it'd be so traumatic.
Yeah. In fact, whenever anyone beckoned to him, he'd scream.
Do you beckon to someone or do you beckon someone?
Probably beckon. You're right, I've wasted a preposition.
So what do you say, truth or lie?
Yeah. I don't want it to be true, because if it is true for Kevin's postman, it could be true for ours, because...
Well, suddenly it explains all those fingers on the doormat.
Yeah.
I think it's not true. I think the ice is too convenient and it... I don't know what I mean by that.
We're going to say it's not true.
So it's a lie then.
Yeah.
Kevin Bishop, the truth or a lie?
It is, in fact, true.
Our next round is called This Is My, where we bring on a mystery guest who has a close connection to one of our panellists. Now, this week, each of David's team will claim it's them that has the genuine connection to the guest, and it's up to Lee's team to spot who's telling the truth. So please welcome this week's special guests, Jenna, Thomas and Joanna. So, Kate, first of all, what are they to you?
This is Jenna, Thomas and Joanna, and they let me sleep in their tent in Glastonbury when I couldn't find mine.
Okay. Josh, how do you know them?
This is Jenna, Thomas and Joanna, and together we made up my entire school year.
Right. David, what is your connection?
This is Jenna, Thomas and Joanna, and I nudged them into a canal when I lost control of my Boris bike.
So, there we have it. Are they Kate's festival friends, Josh's school chums, or David's bike buddies? Lee's team.
Josh, when you say between the four of you, you made up your school year, do you mean it didn't exist?
My entire year was us four.
So I'm looking at faces now to see if they look an equal age. Now, well, yeah, I suppose do you think they look an equal age?
Yeah, they do, yeah.
Yes,
that's convincing.
OK, that bit of the story we believe.
Yes.
They look a lot younger than Josh, it has to be said.
Well,
You know, they're probably doing 3 to 4 press-ups a day.
What's,
Between them or in...
What year was this?
1987 to 1994. I'd have been 4 to 11.
Where was it? Where were you at school?
Devon.
Where in Devon?
On Dartmoor.
How many kids were in the other years?
Oh, well, ours was the smallest.
You don't say.
Yeah. So the one below was 6.
Right.
I think it actually started to get bigger because the school got more popular, so by the time I was leaving, you were looking at 8s or 9s.
Right.
It's ridiculous. How does a child get any attention with that sort of class size?
Have you stayed in contact with them?
I haven't stayed in contact with Jenna and Joanna.
Why?
Why?
Hang on, let's test him on this. Which one is Thomas?
Thomas is in the middle. And I've seen him a couple of times because his brother's married to my sister.
Really?
Yeah.
And they talk about the Welsh, don't they? This is the size of your year. What happened when you got to the nativity play or the summer concert? How
The
did
summer
you...
concert?
Or the garden party? Or
When you troop the colour, how did you do that?
Well, it wasn't just a class of 4. We were taught 4 years together.
Oh, so 4 4s, 12.
16.
16. 16. And then that's the benefit of the smaller class size, isn't it?
Is it still as small?
Well, I don't still go. It would be frowned upon if I hung outside counting the children.
I'm interested to know what the system was at lunchtime. Was it packed lunches, or did they provide something hot?
Obviously, because there was only, 40 children in our school, there was no need to cook school dinners on site.
So what, you went to a restaurant? What are you talking about?
So we went to Wagamama's. No. So what would happen? Because obviously most of us were packed. So there's...
You've got a very high opinion of yourself.
So what would happen would be, when you were answering the register, you wouldn't say here, instead you'd say packed or dinners. And then one of the children would tally up the amount of people that say dinners, and then they'd go and phone it through to the nearest school.
The nearest school is where you are.
No, to the next school, they would then cook us the 8 dinners and get them sent
So
across.
you were having supply dinners, essentially, weren't you?
Yeah, we had a kind of Meals on Wheels deal with our dinners.
Wow. All right, who would you like to quiz next?
David.
Dave.
Where were you cycling on your Boris bike?
The Regent's Canal in London. Sort of from where I live towards eastwards, towards King's Cross.
Eastwards? Where were you going? Mordor? I was travelling eastwards.
Eastwards, yes, easterly. In an easterly direction.
I'm off out. Where are you going? I'm going eastwards. I'll see you later. When you're back, I don't know. It depends what the westerly wind's like on the way back. Have you got a bay of Boris bikes near you?
Not that near me. I was hurrying somewhere, and I was late.
Where were you going?
To a meeting.
Were you wearing a helmet?
I was not.
Right, so you were going to a meeting, you're in a rush. How do you manage to knock 3 people in?
It's ridiculous.
Was it like, were they
isn't it?
stood dressed as dominoes?
No, they were sort of sitting on the edge of the canal. I was... Right, I'm not an experienced cyclist. I'd only got the Boris bike because I was running so late.
Did you knock them in the river and you thought, let's swap numbers and keep in touch?
That's exactly it.
Yes.
So just talk us through it in a bit more detail. Did you knock them off with your body? Did you knock them off with the bike?
I'm cycling along the towpath. I'm late.
You're late.
My phone rings. It's the people at the meeting. And I'm afraid I answer my phone on the towpath.
Without a helmet.
You don't expect me to put a helmet on to answer my phone.
And when they went in, what did you then do?
Well, they were out again as soon as they were in. It wasn't a very deep bit of the canal. The deeper water is further out. That's actually the title of my collection of poems.
David?
Yeah?
If I was cycling at speed and I hit 3 people, I think I'd go over myself. I think the momentum would take me off my bike.
Well, what can I tell you? Doesn't happen.
What about Kate? Do you have any questions, Brian, for Kate?
Yes.
What did Kate say?
She couldn't find her tent at Glastonbury. So these 3 reprobates, let's call them, offered for her to sleep in their tent.
They're my knights in shining armour. They rescued me.
Do you know that I've just done the voiceover for all the loos at Glastonbury?
Oh.
For the loos?
What do you say? What is the voiceover?
Are you enjoying your loo? Some people don't have any loo at all. And all over the world they don't have a loo. And you're privileged to have a loo. I've just done a whole government thing for it. I thought possibly you might have sat on one of these loos.
I'm envisioning the thought of going into a loo and suddenly you popping into my ear.
Can I just, at this point, Kevin, I know for a fact, can do a very, very good Brian Blessed impersonation.
I know I wouldn't absolutely. Are you sitting down? Are you sitting comfortably?
Oh, great, now I've got it in stereo. First of all, when was this?
This was Glastonbury 2011. My boyfriend bought tickets for him and his brother, and then I heard that Beyoncé was going to be there. So I said I'll come too, so I could see the goddess.
OK,
in person.
So you've lost your tent?
So 1 o'clock in the morning, I needed to go to the loo, so I set off in search of the loos with my phone.
And because you'd gone to see Beyoncé, when you couldn't find your tent, there's a joke coming up. Did you go, uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh,
Rob.
No.
You told us about some joke that was on its way. So you come back and you can't find your tent.
Well, I had a bit of a loo mission because the first set of loos were not clean, and so I had to try and find some more. So I went. Someone said there's some more over there, and there were people, sort of, making new friends there. So I didn't want to stay there. This poor woman who was taking pity on me said, there's some other over there. So I went to the other ones.
This is like a quest.
Yes.
First set of loos, too dirty. Second set of loos, too sexually compromised.
This is the voiceover you want in the toilet, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget, this is for defecation, not sexual compromise.
Yes, I have the precise timbre to reverse arousal.
So you're crawling through the grass at Glastonbury.
Found the third set. That was all fine. And then I thought, OK, I'm going to walk back now. But just couldn't find my way.
How did they come about?
Well, I was wandering around, and then I thought, I just thought, I'm going to have to throw myself on someone's mercy. So I
think you say tent then. I thought that's no way of doing it. Surely just knock on the flap first. That's the voice you need in the toilet.
I just saw these 3 friendly people, and I thought maybe I'll just approach them because I was getting desperate. So I said, look, I'm completely lost. And they said, we'll help you. We'll help you find these first set of loos, because if I found the first set, then I can find my tent.
I see.
So they said, look, we could be going all night, this is really useless, let's just go and sleep in our tent.
What's the setup with Thomas, Jenna and Joanna?
Well, this is a good point, Rob, because I did have that question.
That? Good point.
Unlike the postman. Good point.
I know. I got it. I was wondering when the joke was coming.
That's the problem with postal jokes. It's always the next day when you get it.
All right, we need an answer. So, Lee's team. Are Jenna, Thomas and Joanna Kate's festival friends, Josh's school chums, or David's bike buddies?
Think there's any truth in David's story?
Oh, no, not at all. No, not at all. Their escapade sounds like Toad of Toad Hall with the bike, going to the Boris bike, going down the canal. Regent's Canal, of course, that's near the zoo there, where you get lots of orangutans.
At the very least, it's unlikely.
Oh, it's definitely unlikely. I mean, it's worthy of anecdote. I mean, no one's going to come and say, these are, 3 people I said hello to in the post office. There's got to be an unlikeliness to it, or it's not worth televising. This is potentially worth televising.
I think it's Josh.
Brian thinks it's Josh.
Yeah.
Kevin?
I also think it's Josh.
Is it the ages? Because they do look very similar age. I have to say, Tom in the middle of the 3 looks like he's had a slightly harder life. I'm going to go with Josh.
You're going to say it's Josh. OK. On behalf of the 3, Joanna, would you reveal your true identities?
We are Joanna, Thomas and Jenna, and together we make up the entire year of Josh's school.
And here's the proof. You've got the school photo. Have a look. Thank you very much, Jenna, Thomas and Joanna. Which brings us to our final round, quick fire rise, and we start with... It's Lee.
Because it irritates me so much, I'm always correcting people when they wrongly call fog mist and mist fog.
David.
All right. What is the distinction, Lee, between mist and fog?
Well, that is a very good question, David.
Yeah.
Any others? Mist is... I used to live by the coast. We used to have a lot of sea fret. You know sea fret?
Nope. What's sea fret?
Sea fret is like it's a sort of mist.
Right.
It's produced by the sea.
Fog-like, you might say.
That really irritates me, that, David. There is a thing called sea fret, and it's when the mist comes off the sea. It's the water that comes off the sea, and we used to have a lot of that. And I remember my mum said, "Oh, it was foggy again," and I killed her. I would say that was when it started. I call that day 1.
So here's a question maybe familiar to you,
Yes.
Lee. What is the difference between mist and fog?
I'll tell you exactly the difference. Mist comes from a very rainy day, which then becomes...
misty.
Misty. Whereas fog is when it's foggy. Fog comes from a drop in temperature. It's very cold suddenly. There has to be a sudden temperature change for fog. Mist is the opposite and is often created by heat, which causes water to evaporate and thus causing mist. And be honest, you weren't expecting that, Lee.
So fog is as a result of a sudden drop in temperature, mist is a result of evaporation caused by heat.
Yeah.
And can you tell to look at it? Or do you have to have known the meteorological backstory?
You can tell by looking at it. Mist is... how can I describe it in layman's terms?
It's mist thinner
Yeah,
than fog.
fog is denser. Mist is a little bit... It's a bit easier to see
But
from
how
the
could you
mist.
tell the difference between a light fog and a heavy mist?
You can tell the difference in the same way as you can tell the difference between a light, fat person and a heavy, thin person.
When was the last time you corrected someone on
The
that?
last foggy day we had.
Who was it that you corrected?
Corrected a sailor, actually.
How did you find yourself to
I
be
was
with
on
a sailor?
fishing trip.
On a fishing trip?
On a fishing trip, just
Where?
off the west coast of Scotland.
What were you doing up there?
Lost. It was from Brighton we left.
What do you feel about the Paul Gascoigne song Fog on the Tyne?
I feel worse when he took that penalty and he missed.
Why do you find people making this mistake between two phenomena that do look pretty similar? Why do you find
similar?
Yes, of course they look similar.
No, they don't.
Well, they look similar. It's like the air is difficult to look through. What is it about the distinction between mist and fog that makes it a particular bugbear of yours?
I think it's because of When I lost my Uncle Pete at sea.
Well, what are you going to say then? Is it the truth?
Lie.
Lie.
We think it's a lie.
OK, Lee, truth or lie?
It's a lie.
That noise signals time is up. It's the end of the show, and I can reveal that David's team have won by 3 points to 2. Thanks for watching. Good night.